Hey everyone, welcome back to the another video of Circuit Digest. So this video is going to be very exciting because in this video we are going to implement SPI communication on STM8S103F3P6 development board. So far we have already interfaced an LCD, then we have performed I2C communication, UART communication, and now it's time for SPI on STM8S. So let's get started. As you can see in the hardware part, I have already interfaced the display board to perform the SPI, and I have connected the C6 port C pins respectively to the display board. So port pin number C6 has been connected to the D-in pin of the display board, and then I have connected C5 to the clock pin of the display board and C4 to the chip select pin of the display board. Now let's and to power the display board, I am using the 5V pin, and make sure that you have connected your device to the USB, because when we connect the STM8S development board to the USB, it will generate 5V at the pin 5. Okay, now let's move towards the code. So we have two libraries here, that is STM8S103 SPI.h and STM8S SPI.h and STM8S Max72xx.h. So let's discuss one by one. So in the STM8S103 SPI.h, I have made this library to ease the communication or to ease the implementation part. You can make your own, or you can refer this library. The folder can be downloaded from our GitHub repository. So in the GitHub repo, we have mentioned all our projects of the STM8S in serial manner, so you can download that repo. So at first I have included the necessary header files. Then I made a delay function. If you are a follower of our STM8S tutorial series, then you might have used this delay ms in our previous tutorials, where we are using two for loop to provide no operation delay in our programs. So this ASM underscore ASM function can be used to perform nothing on the microcontroller. Then we have the SPI setup function. This function can be used to initialize the SPI communication, and I have used SPI deinit function to deinitialize the previously started SPI communication at the startup of the microcontroller board. Then I use the SPI CMD. Then we have the SPI init. So if you click on the right click on the SPI init, you will see these options are available to perform. You need to go to the definition of SPI init, so it will open the particular location where it is initialized, and you can read out these comments. They have made such a good comments section, and you can just follow these comments to understand how it is working or how it can be implemented. Now let's move towards the next function, that is the SPI write. By using the SPI write, you can write any data on the targeted register. So you need to provide the slave address or the address of the register, and you need to provide the value that you can write or you can send. So to send the data over the SPI port, you need to check the condition of the SPI flag, that it is busy or not. If it is enabled, then you can provide the chip select port to low. So you need to set the chip select pin at low, because to start a SPI communication, we need to provide the chip select pin to low signal. Then we need to send the slave address, and it will send the slave address until the SPI get flag status of the SPI flag transmit will empty, and this transmit flag is representing the transmit buffer. When the transmit buffer will empty, it will move forward, otherwise it will loop, getting loop back into the while. Okay, then we need to send the data of the whatever data we wanting to send. Then we need to provide the delay. We need to check the transmit buffer again. Then we need to set the chip select pin as high. So this is the SPI communication main part, where we need to write the data on the slave device, and we are using the MOSI technique, that is the master out slave in. So master will send the data to the slave. Okay, you can follow this, you can use this function to write any data on any target register by using SPI. Now let's check the estimated max72xx header file that we have made to ease the communication part. So you can find the registers of the LED matrix display board, that is max7219, in the datasheet of this device. In the datasheet they have mentioned how to communicate the device with SPI. Okay, then we need to, I have provided a alphabets section, so I have declared a character array of the alphabet to compare our respective input strings further. Then I have declared a 2D array of the 26 alphabets individually. So each alphabet character is carrying the 8 by 8 matrix form array in hex format. So this is the first row, this is the second row, and it all the 8-bit array, 8-bit data that needs to be sent over the SPI. Then I made a small function to detect the length of a string. Then we have the important function of the, that is the max7219 init function. So we are using the initialize the chip select port and pin respectively by using the EP high fast mode. Then we need to write on the registers that I have mentioned here. Okay, then we have the display clear function. This function can be used to clear the display. I use an empty set of matrix array, and it carrying all the zeros 8 by 8 in the form of 8 by 8 matrix. And you can then further I have used a for loop to looping back into this matrix, and it will set all the LED in low. Then we have the max7219 init function to initialize the then we have the display character function to display a particular character, and to display a particular character we need to provide the index of that character from the alpha character array here. So for example, if I need to if I want to display character C, so the index of that character C is this, and that is 0 1 2. So 2, so we need to provide 2 here to display the character C. Then we have the display string function to display string. I used a simple comparison method. So if you input a string, it will measure the string length, then it will looping through this for loop. Here I am comparing the every character of that string to the every character of the alphabet string that we have declared here. Then it will record the particular position or index of that matching string, matching character, and according to the index it will print that character from here. Okay, for example, if we want to print the character C, So it will record the index of that character C, that is 0 1 2. Then it will come here and it will pass 2 here, then it will print the character C here. Okay, so it will print the particular character here. Okay, then we have the main function. Here I have two functions to declare, that is clock setup and GPIO setup. So in the clock setup we have initialized the clock frequencies, and in the GPIO setup we need to initialize the port C and pin number 5 and 6 respectively, because pin number 4 has been already initialized in the MAX72XX library. Okay, then in the main function I am providing a string, that is circuit digest, and it will be displayed on the LED matrix board within the delay of 2 seconds or 2000 microseconds. So we need to call the clock setup first, then we need to call the GPIO setup, then we need to call the SPI setup, and then we can provide the MAX7219 init function. Then we need to clear the display. Make sure that you are providing the display clear here, otherwise it will not work. Then we need to provide the delay of 1000. You can provide the delay or not. Then I am printing a single character by using the display character, and to print the character I am passing the index of that character, that is 0. So it will display the alphabet A. Then it will wait for 4000 millisecond. Then in the while loop I am clearing the display, then I am using the display string to print that our string, that is circuit digest. So it will print that string here, then it will wait for the delay of 2000 microsecond, then 2000 millisecond, then it will end the loop. So that's how the SPI communication works on the STM8S. You can make your own functions or libraries. You can simply download these libraries or header files from our GitHub repository, and you can change it your own. Thank you so much for watching this video.